Bird gang. This your boy Hyphen Jersey. You're now tuned in to Hyphen Eagles. Now, man, we back at it with another video. Had to come out with another video right after the game because, man, I got some things I want to talk about. But you already know how I come out. Like first and foremost, like I want to say congratulations for no, thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for being, a supporter and for like actually being with the channel for so long. For all the people that have been watching it, that's been viewing the channel from back then to now. Like most, I appreciate it and continue to support the channel. We definitely appreciate it on that note. And man, like we got the other Patreon, we got the Unsportsmanlike show on Dolo Solo 1033 TV. That's DOLOSOLO 1003 TV. So definitely support the channel. We coming out, we talking about sports, all of the above, everything. We're not just talking about the Eagles, talking about the sports, and then we talking about life and channel. So just come out and bug out and everything. So you don't want to miss that. That's Dolo Solo 1033 TV. So definitely support the channel. I'm not gonna wrap y'all up too much. I'm gonna get into it and just talking about the game itself or what happened, how I feel about it, the goods and the bad. Um First on the game itself, like we started off on the game like pretty was good. Offense was calling was good. The defense was clicking. Turnovers, it was 5 turnovers that we had got on the game. That was just phenomenal. Like so that first half we came out, we had a team, we did things collectively. Jalen Hurts was being the guy he is and everything. Then going into the second half, it changed just because we got Tanner McKee. It's just that I feel like when it comes to these backup quarterbacks, yes, he's back. Got Kenny McKinney, yo, he was just off. He was just like whatever. He had a hard time finding the receivers, and our offense is built on the running game and rolling out the pocket to extend the play. It's built on if Jalen Hurts can't find nobody, give him he could be able to run and be able to make a positive yardage. I think that and a lot of times these coaches they need to start. Kenny Pickett was a former starter. He should have looked better than that. Yeah, see, that's where I'm coming from. So what I'm saying is as on the sense of a lot of times, on these backup quarterbacks, coaches don't never be planning a lot of times for this. Like I don't think it was the plays that he needs to have. He just is not for him. Like the plays that was thrown out there, and this not me saying this is not nothing me saying about Kellen Moore's fault or that because who planned that Jalen Hurts to go out. I just think that he needed like some dink and dunk type plays, like some quick passes, get it off his head to 5 yards. I think him trying to find receivers down the field, he just not that quarterback, and I think that's what happened. It just wasn't finding people. I think we just needed to we just needed to get 5 yard passes just to move down the field, move down the field, move down the field. And I think Kellen Moore was trusting our receivers a little bit too much. Like we know Kenny Pickett is probably not. We know Kenny Pickett is not Jalen Hurts, but we trust our receiver that he can still throw it down the field. And I think that's what the issue that Kenny Pickett, like he said, he's a starter. He should have did better, but he just not better. Like that's the reason why the Steelers gave him up. Because he just have a hard time finding the receivers down the field, and when he can't find the receivers down the field, what else he have? At least Jalen Hurts, when Jalen Hurts can't find the receivers down the field, he could take matters in his own hand and he could run with his feet and be a playmaker and roll out that pocket and get positive yardage. But Tanner McKee, what can he do? I saw he rolled out of the pocket a few times. He extended the play a little bit. I think like 2 or 3 times he had a rush. He rushed the ball a little bit, but you're not really a quarterback that could do that. And I think we should have went with plays that he could dink a dunk 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards, instead of plays for him to like look down the field. You see, he was trying to throw it all the way down the field, throw it whatever. And I think that's what caught that's what the issue. Cause Tammy Key, yes, he should know better of being a starter before, but he's just not that quarterback. Like he's just not that quarterback that could do. That's why he got the Steelers gave him up. And I think we should have did easier plays for him, like easier. No, just get the ball out of his hand type plays and just to move the change, make third down a little bit more manageable than being too long. Like, and I think them throwing the plays out there for him to look down the field and try to find receivers, I think that just make things a little worse. And because he can't deliver that, like, because he's not that type of quarterback. And Philly got 5 turnovers, but the defense wasn't good when where the pass rush and rush lane integrity, Devontae Smith and Saquon Barkley with crucial passes. You mean Kenny Pickett? Yeah. That's what I'm saying, Kenny Pickett. But yeah, I understand on the defensive side there was a lot of stuff going towards the second half that they start slipping up. But like I said before, I was talking when I was watching the game. A lot of times when the defense keep going out there, because the defense still overall, they did a good job. They got 5 turnovers. They got a key interception at the end of the game. Like, it just sometimes it get hard when your offense go out there and then they don't stay out there and they just 3 and out or whatever, and they get right back on the field. That sometimes makes it hard on the defense, and sometimes that tire your defense out to the point they start looking different going to the on the next down or the quarter or whatever. Like, so sometimes that like it's not easier for a defense to keep coming down there without catching their breath, without getting getting a breather or anything, and they get tired down. They get wore down. That Jalen Daniels was running all over the place. That tired the defense down. And they keep going out there trying to catch a quarterback that's mobile. It's going to be tired, and so I just think at the time that's what kept happening because our offense wasn't not producing anything, but the 4th and 11 killed us. Yeah, and Smitty dropped. That was a crucial drop with Smitty, and I understand that we could have still won the game, but at the same time, if we would have had an offense. If we would have had an offense and we would have scored, those crucial drives would have never mean anything. Would have meant nothing. Like if we went to the red zone multiple times and we didn't cash in and we had to kick field goals. I think if Jalen Hurts was in the game, 9 out of 10, those how we was looking in the beginning, those would have been drives that we would essentially scored on. Why? Because Jalen Hurts brings something different to the offense. That defense on the commander side was not afraid of Kenny Pickett. They just wasn't. So a lot of those runs with that Saquon Barkley was trying to break, he couldn't break because they wasn't worrying about Kenny Pickett. A lot of the runs that Saquon Barkley could have had, he didn't have it. Why? Because they already knew. Like, well, we're not ran by Kenny Pickett. It's a handoff. We stopping Saquon Barkley because he's not ran about him running it. So not having that type of run game again, like we was having it with Jalen Hurts when he was running the ball, and then Saquon Barkley was getting the ball and he was running it. Like that opens up a lot of stuff. But when that goes away, it allows the defense to understand what they are dealing with. So that allows the defense to stop a lot of those stuff. So Kenny Pickett, Kenny Pickett does suck. He does. But I feel like for that reason, we should have had plays for him to be more easier. We had too many plays for him to look down the field, and Kenny Pickett is just not that type of quarterback. He's just not. We should have had 5 yards after 5 yards, just moving the chains, making third short, making third down manageable, and we should have had those type of plays ready. But him throwing it down the field, throwing it like he's not that. We like Jalen Hurts go down, so do manageable plays just to win a game. 5 yards, move the chains, make positive yardage, so we could run the ball, get the first down, and keep it going. And I just think a lot of those them throwing those plays out there too, allowing him to look downfield. He's looking downfield. I forgot who that came around. Get the ball swap, fumble. Him trying to move, look downfield. He trying to get in the pocket, never fumble. because he's looking down the field. Why haven't thrown plays to make him? He's not Jalen Hurts. He know he can't move around the pocket like Jalen Hurts. So why throw those plays out? Like I said once again, I'm not coming out at Kellen Moore and saying this is his fault or nothing. I just say that we got to start game playing for backups. Like we can't. Okay, we only game playing for quarterbacks, but we need to have a game plan for backup just in case the quarterback go out. And this is a prime example of that. You got to catch the ball when you get the chance and help your quarterback. Yes, you do got to catch the ball. I understand that. Devontae Smith dropping a crucial catch. But all I'm saying is, regardless of if Jalen Hurts, I put this, if Jalen Hurts was in the game, I feel like we would have had those red zone touchdowns, and the score would have been even more of a blowout. And that Devontae Smith drop would never even meant anything. It would have never meant nothing. Yes, it would have been like, oh, dang, he dropped the ball, but we would have still been up. We would have still been up. You would have still won. Why? Because we cashed it in at those red zone crucial moments. Like, but since we didn't, because of Kenny Pickett was in the game. That's what's a crucial moment. And yeah, Devontae Smith, he dropped it. He did something that he usually don't do, and he dropped the ball. But I'm looking at a sense of this, how you could tell that Jalen Hurts is viable for this team, like because of the type of team we are and the type of the players we got on there. He is a playmaker. Like, you know, they got a lot of people could analysts or whatever. They could say all they want about his passing yardage. You could say whatever. I had another video the other day talking about Dan Orlovsky, whatever you say his name, was talking about Jalen Hurts is not top 5 quarterback in the NFC. Like, and I'm like, you could argue he's not top 3 because you could argue against Jeff Goff and Jared Goff and Jordan Love and who else? I guess they were saying Matthew Stafford. They was naming. You can argue between them being the top 3 right now because of Jalen Hurts not having the passing yardage, but like he's top 5. Like, you know why? Because he might not when he don't have in passing yardage and touchdown, he makes up of being a clutch quarterback. Like no quarterback in the league right now, when moments happen, when you talking about taking control of the game and putting a team on your back, like when your receivers is not clicking, when your running back is not clicking, when nothing is not going away, you take matters in your own hand and you become a playmaker. He had so many those games that any quarterback you can name, like, and a lot of times, a lot of games people look at, okay, he might not have passing yardage, but if it wasn't for a lot of those drives, it was drive that Jalen. If it wasn't for Jalen Hurts, we would have never gotten to the red zone. Like him being a playmaker, he did a lot of those touchdowns. Yeah, you can say, oh, Saquon Barkley, you can say whatever, but a lot of games in a lot of games that Jalen Hurts played, he might not have a lot of passing yardage, but at the same time, he had so many drives that if it wasn't for him coming to clutch on those drives, it would have never turned out to be a touchdown. Like him taking, when there's no receivers open, and him being a playmaker with his foot and making a 15-yard run. Like him when a defender come in and he rolling out and he get away from the defender and he throw the ball and get a positive yardage from that. People don't look at it. People look at stats but don't watch the game itself and look what he does, what he do. Like to continue a drive. A quarterback that come in clutch and then to continue a drive, a lot of people don't look at it. Dak Prescott is pretty good, even though we hate them. Take the Cowboys hate out for a second. He good when healthy. Yeah, Dak Prescott is a pretty good quarterback, but at the same time, you don't see what I'm talking about when it comes to clutch. When it comes to moments, when it comes to that, that's the reason why. In the playoff, he doesn't excel. Why? Because when it comes to moments, Dak Prescott can't succeed in those. Like when it comes to taking things that matter in your hand, Dak Prescott need his wide receivers to do what they have to do. We never seen in the pits of Dak Prescott when a wide receiver ain't doing nothing, he take matters to his own hands and he become a clutch and he win the game. Like example, that Bills game last year when Jalen Hurts took matters to his own hand and he won the game. Like, you know, a lot of those drives, a lot of those passes, a lot of those whatever. He took matters to his own. When the moment counted, he took it. Like, don't really necessarily see those type of games that much consistently from Dak Prescott. You know, yes, he's good. He got passing yards, he got whatever. When the offense is clicking, everything, and he playing above the sticks. Yes, Dak Prescott have those type of games, and he's a good. He become a good quarterback in that aspect. But we are talking about when the moments happen. When you're talking about when you need to excel and you need a quarterback to win it, like win it. When things is not going good, you need a quarterback to win it and take control. Jalen Hurts have so many of those games. There are a lot of quarterbacks in the league. Like, and this right here is a prime example. Like, you know, we up 21-7, and then he go out, everything look different. Like, you know, it just shows you how much valuable he is into this team. Kirk Cousins be clutch when needed, like in close games. Yeah, but only when his receivers is kicking. You never see Kirk Cousins take matters in his own hands when his receivers is not clicking. Like, a lot of quarterbacks need receivers to click to instead of taking matters on and taking matters to their own hand. It's only a few quarterbacks out in this league that could do that. I could say everybody here on Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes could do that. When the receivers is not clicking, Patrick Mahomes could take matters to his own hand and win the game. Josh Allen, when his receivers is not clicking, Josh Allen could take matters to his own hands and win the game. Those are only two quarterbacks I can see in this league that could take matters in their own hand and win it for their team. Ain't no other quarterbacks I can see if they wide receivers is not clicking, if nothing is not going right, that they could take matters in his own hands besides Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and to me, Jalen Hurts. I don't see no other quarterbacks doing that in this league. Like, why? They need their receivers to click. They need their receivers to work or go in. If their receivers is not clicking, if their receivers is dropping passes, if their receivers is not doing anything, they don't look good. Like, so like that's what I'm coming from. It's only to me, it's only three quarterbacks that could do that. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and for me, Jalen Hurts, because we saw that with him so many games that he took matters in his own head when the receivers is not clicking, when the receivers is dropping passes, when things is not going right, when the O-line is dropping and the O-line is not blocking like they're supposed to. We see that. Oh yeah, my bad. Lamar Jackson, you're right. My bad. I forget about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson too. Lamar Jackson could take matters in his own hand too. Like, those are, so I say four. I don't know how I forgot about Lamar Jackson. I can say four. Lamar Jackson and Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Jalen Hurts is only the four receivers that are quarterbacks that I see that does this consistently, that take matters in their own hands when they wide receivers is not clicking. So to say that in the NFC that he's not in it, and now that's I named mainly the quarterbacks in the AFC. Now he's the only quarterback in the NFC that could do that. Like, so to not say he's not top 5 in the NFC and he's the only one that could do that, that's just like, I don't understand that. So for me, this game is a prime example of how much he is viable in this league, in this on this franchise, because it shows like he comes in a clutch. He might not have passing yardage, he might not whatever, but when you talking about clutch quarterback, when you're talking about for the moment to win the game, to seal it, this guy does it ins and out every year and every game he does it. Like, so for me, I just wish people stop coming after him like he's not, oh, he's a system quarterback. Oh, any quarterback could play on that team. Any quarterback will love it. This team is stacked. Nah, like, bro, like, we see, like, it's a lot of games where if it wasn't for Jalen Hurts, we would never won it. Like, not having a great pass rusher like Hassan Reddick was missed today. Yes, it definitely was. It definitely was missed today. Just because, Eagles always had a hard time with dealing with mobile quarterbacks, because mobile quarterbacks is not easy. You saw when we played the Panthers that Bryce Young was like, he was just running. We couldn't tackle that guy. Like, he was just running all over the place. So having a good pass rush definitely do. But I also felt like the defense did did the best. They did their thing. They got after Jalen Daniels. They were putting pressure on Jaden Daniels. Because a lot of those forced passes, he had to get that ball out quick. He had to whatever. It was just mainly, I won't say necessary. It was because of the pass rush. It was just because of, I think the secondary, I think got caught off guard in a lot of those times that the pass rusher was getting there good enough. And I think they just got caught like, oh, they thought that Jaden Daniels wasn't going to get the ball out good enough. And like example, that Quayon Mitchell with that touchdown with Terry McLaurin. Uh he didn't he was a little bit lackadaisical a little bit on that drive because I felt like he didn't expect Jaden Daniels to throw that ball with that pressure in his face like that. And he did. Like, so it was a lot of Jaden Daniels just getting the ball out of his hand quick, surprisingly. We was getting pressure on him. He was just running. He was just getting open. He was hard to tackle. Jaden Daniels was just making clutch plays. We was getting in there. Jordan Davis went out. That's probably made it a little bit more harder for the pass rusher. So like a lot of those things, like what happening, like we necessarily lost this game. Just the fact that our defense starting to break down because I felt like they started to get tired, and beat just because of Kenny Pickett was in the game. Like he's that just to show you. CJ Gardner-Johnson getting injected was huge. Definitely was huge. I didn't. The official on this game was just like I don't understand what it was like. They kind of was helping the Commanders. Like those two, that first one when we got a penalty at the game. Come on, you get put mushed in the face and you don't want to get a penalty. Like, of course you're gonna feel some type of way. You just got mushed in the face. At least I didn't touch the guy, but you give me a penalty. Why? Because I felt some type of way to getting mushed in the face. Like I didn't understand that. That was a little bit that was a lot iffy right there. And then you ejecting him because because of him speaking how he felt. He didn't get crazy, he didn't get whatever, and you ejecting him. I just think I don't know what the official, if they had money on the game or anything, but like they ejected him out. They was calling that. They was missing some penalties. They did some penalties on us that just was iffy. It was just one of those type of officiated games that had you scratching your head like, yo, wow, like what's going on? But like I said, it would have never mattered. It would have never came to that point if Kenny Pickett would have been the quarterback as we paid him to be. And I just feel like we should have made some easier plays for him because he's not that quarterback that can make big plays. We should have made some easier plays, dink and dunk, dump it off 5 yards after 5 yards, just to open up some and run that ball. Like, I feel like we were with that. It was too many plays, him looking down the field. He's not a mobile quarterback. So keeping him looking down the field and then these pass rushes coming in and then they swapping the ball, he fumbling. Like, it was just so many things that just didn't look right when it comes to him. And like I said, that just show you how valuable Jalen Hurts is. So all this talk, I feel like people should give him his respect now to understand, like, no, it's not about, okay, any quarterback could play on this team. No, like, you have Jalen Hurts. If it's like I said, if it wasn't for Jalen Hurts in a lot of games and a lot of drives, if it wasn't for him, we would have never had a lot of touchdowns. They act like Jalen Hurts don't do nothing, and it's only because of our receivers and running backs. Like, no, like it's a lot of those plays. Like, if it wasn't for Jalen Hurts opening up and being a playmaker, we would never got like. So people need to give his due because Hurts is a playmaker as much as the playmakers we got on this team. Yes, we got AJ Brown. Yes, we got Devontae Smith. Yes, we got Saquon Barkley. Yes, we got Lane Johnson on that offensive line. Yes, we have that. But yo, Jalen Hurts is an asset of a playmaker just like these guys. So stop acting like it's just only these guys and not Jalen Hurts. Like, no, he's that quarterback that put things together. And when he's clicking like he's supposed to, everything runs right. And that's to show you that's to show you different. Yo, that game had me pissed. Definitely had me pissed, man. Like, and it's like, yo, we have so many key players on this team to not look the way we look today. But like I said, it came down to that quarterback position. It came down to that quarterback position. When the offense gets stalled out, it makes it hard on the defense. Did NFL get bought by the NBA? Because I never seen tech like that doing. Yeah, I was just talking to my man Malik Savage. I was just telling him about that. We were just talking about the CJ Gardner Johnson incident. I don't understand that. I don't. I feel like maybe they had something on that game, like to eject them like that. That wasn't enough. That was not. You see far worse than people that don't. You see people do far worse and they don't even get ejected. But I guess that was his second one. But the first one shouldn't even happen. He get mushed in the face. Come on, of course you're gonna feel some type of way. Like you right there, you see the guy get mushed in the face. Like how you gonna give me a penalty, a personal foul? How? Like so a lot of that was just so iffy, so like wow, like he got punched on the he got punched. It looked like it was mush, but that's even worse. So I don't understand that. Like I just don't. So a lot of that helped the Commanders out. A lot of that helped, and it's like, yo, after all that, and you look at this game, sit back, you look at this game. It's a module this. After we could have still won through all that bull crap, everything. We could have still won this game because we had it if we had Jalen Hurts in. So this whole talk, when I just want people to understand how much important that position is and how much important Jalen Hurts bring into this game. Like, because through all those issues, through all those penalties and bull crap officiated things that they was doing, we could have still this one because we got into the red zone multiple times. And if that was Jalen Hurts, we could have won this game. Wash O-line was doing some dirty. Washington O-line was doing some dirty chop cut. Yep. I'm glad you mentioned that. A lot of those chop cuts to that. I was looking at it too. I'm like, yo, I thought that was illegal. To me, I was like, yo, I thought you were supposed to do that. I thought you're supposed to get a penalty on that. If I mistake me, am I wrong? Correct me, am I wrong? Maybe I'm getting some facts wrong. Like, please do. But as far as my knowledge, you're supposed to chop block or block below the waist or anything. I thought that was illegal to do. Like unless it's a certain type of rules. I think it is still illegal. That's what I'm saying. Like when I'm looking at it, and then the commentary is talking about it, and they talking about it like it's an okay thing. I'm like, yo, like I thought that was illegal to do. Like they did that multiple times. I'm like, yo, how that not get called? I thought you weren't supposed to do that. So special team was on some too. Yeah, yeah. Yo, it was a lot of that bull crap going on in this game with dealing with the officiating, and I'm like, yo, that will allow Washington to actually stay in the game, gave them a lot of help, and it was like, yo, no, it was one of those games that we needed our quarterback to be in, like because the officiator was tripping. Our defense was getting tired. We needed to cash in those red zones. Like, I'm glad Jake Ellen got his first 50 plus field goal. 50, like, but I think that first one, if he would have made it, it would have made a difference. We would have won the game if he would have made that first one. Yes, they would have had to go for two. People could say, oh, well, they went to two, it would have been tied 36-36. But I feel like that when they went for two at that last minute, I think our defense just gave up and allowed them. Why? Because I kind of felt like they felt like, well, we're gonna lose anyway. Ain't no sense. But I feel like if Jake Elliott would have made that field goal in the beginning, and it would have been 36. I feel like our defense probably would have played more harder. Who can tell? They probably would have still won, or they probably would have stopped them. But who knows? Even if it would have went to OT, it would probably give us a better chance. But like, yo, it was just an overall thing on this team. But mainly like this whole pod video is just me talking about how important that quarterback position is. And just to let you people know, like, yo, Jalen Hurts bring a lot of asset to this team. Because I see a lot of talk, even at my job, Jalen Hurts this, Jalen Hurts that. We need a new quarterback. We need this and that. Like, who gonna come and do what this guy done? Come on, we winning games. Like, It was not we winning games, and it's not only because Saquon Barkley was the main asset. Don't get me wrong, but Jalen Hurts, a lot of those drives, if it wasn't for Jalen Hurts, we would have never punching in and got those in the, those touchdowns. So like I hope that people get his due and understand of how important he is to this team. As much as Pickett is not good, Elliott missed, Smitty dropped twice, Saquon dropped, and AJ Brick stop could have won the could have, man. A lot of those plays big apart. A lot of those plays, but the major part in a person that played a big part of this game and reason why we lost is Kenny Pickett. We couldn't trust him doing his thing. Those fumbles was unacceptable. He one drive he rolled out of the pocket when you had a defender open too early for him. Like wasn't no. I think he played scared. It wasn't no pressure was around him, and he rolled out. I'm like, bro, like why you roll out? Like it wasn't even no pressure there. Get that ball out your hands. Like he just wasn't that quarterback. Like and maybe this game was much needed so we could see like what Jalen Hurts do. But I wish it wasn't because now we in a fight. Now we was in a fight when it comes to the number one seed. Now it look like we out. Like we just gotta just play for home field advantage and just play for the wild card. Hope we win a wild card. Then the divisional game and that's just what we gotta just plan for because like we gonna need the Lions to lose the next game. I don't know who they play, but we gonna need them to lose their next games to give us chance to get the number one seed. If the Lions win their next game, we might as well just hang it up because if we go 2-1 with the Lions, they still gonna be number one seed. Why? Because of their whole season wins, and they're gonna be ahead of us. So if they win their next game, the Lions win their next game, we might as well just forget about it. We're not getting in the number one seed. Not really worrying about too much of the Vikings because the Vikings they gotta overcome the Lions. So I don't know about that, but yeah, yo, man, we kind of gave up our number one seed a little bit because I don't know if the Lions. Hopefully, the Lions will lose, and if the Lions lose, hopefully they could lose again because we need the Lions to lose twice. So if they could lose twice, will give us a chance to win it. If we lose, if the Lions go 1-2 and we go 2-1, we could take it. So hopefully they lose their last game, their next game, and it would give us a chance to take it. I would like the number one seed for the rest, but I am not worried about going anywhere. Home advantage. Let's go. Like yeah. Like if we don't get it, I've still got confidence because we got home field advantage. Like so that is good. But it's like you said, it will be better. It will be real nice to have that bye week for our players to get a rest, get healthy for the divisional round, and yeah, like so we could be prepared. Like but if we don't get it, that just made more chances and get us less time to rest and less time to plan it out. Like so we'll see how this play. We play. I forget. I think the Cowboys next. So hopefully we'll be another divisional game. So hope we'll show something different. Now since we make this loss, I don't know necessarily that if Saquon Barkley is gonna get that, is gonna break that record now because we lost this game, and if it comes to the point that it looked like we are not getting the number one seed no matter what, we're gonna sit our starters on that last game. Like we're gonna sit our starters down on that Giants game. We're not gonna play our starters if it's a known fact that we're not gonna get the number one seed. We're not gonna play our starters. So and Saquon Barkley need 3 games to be able to break that record, and I don't see it now. Like because we lost this game. Like and if we get out of the race for that number one seed. Now, if the Lions lose their next game, and if we're trying to win that number one seed, and maybe because we're probably gonna want to beat the Giants for sure, so we can get that number one seed. So maybe, but it all depends on what the Lions do on next week against the team. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know who they play, but I think that maybe they played I don't know. I forget who they play, but anyway, yo, this game was more to show people what Jalen Hurts bring, and I'm happy that he brought that. And yo, like just see what else we could do. Like we still in the playoffs. That's a good thing. So no matter what. And yo, 49ers and the Vikings. Oh, okay. They play the 49ers next and then the Vikings. All right, cool, cool, cool. Like, I don't know. They might how the 49ers looking, that might just be another win for the Lions. Like, to be honest, like hopefully the 49ers will prove something different and we be rooting. Like, that sounds a little crazy for an Eagles fan to root for the 49ers. That hey man, we need that number one seed. So I guess I have no choice to root for them next week. And hopefully they beat the Lions to give us a chance to get the number one seed. And after that, then I'm going back to get the Lions. Like, so but I guess gotta do what gotta do. I guess we're gonna be rooting for them. 49ers probably petty and won't show up. Yeah, they probably would. They probably gonna lose that game just because they're on some hating junk. Like, they probably would. I hope not, man. I hope they won't do that, man. I really don't. I really hope they won't do that. But we'll see. We'll see. Like, maybe they want to try to win to see what they got for next year or something. Like, hopefully, I hope they play it like that to see what they got for next year or who they want to do. But even if they try to play to see what they got next year, how the 49ers looking, uh, I don't see them winning. But hopefully, man, hopefully they pull out a miracle. We'll see. NFL is very unpredictable. So hopefully it comes that way. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. But yep, I'll be rooting for them no matter what, and we'll see how they show up. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna rap too long. I'm gonna get back because I gotta do some runs and make some grind and make some money elsewhere. I just wanted to talk to y'all, let y'all know how I felt, and I want to hear how y'all point of view, how y'all felt, and it seemed like y'all feel the same way I felt. And just that's just what it is. But man, we'll see. We'll see. Long as we win this next game and we bring something to the playoff and we'll show. But man, like I said, I'm gonna end it off like this. Give Hurts some respect after this game, man, because he bring a lot to this team, and you can see that in this game. When he went out, we was 21-7, 20 or 21-7. He go out, nothing. Field goal frenzy. That's what we was when he went out. Just field goal frenzy. Like, so that show you what asset he brung, and we lost because he wasn't in there. So respect this guy. Understand that he might not got passing yardage and like these other quarterbacks, but he's definitely viable to this team. And don't forget that. So I'll come back with another talk, another Eagle talk on how I more feel about in depth with it. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate the following. Please, no, don't hesitate to continue to follow, like, subscribe to the channel. Me and my boy probably gonna have more talk on what happened on Eagles. And like I said, we talk about more. We're gonna be posting, and we got more podcasts, more talk on the NFL on the other channel, Dolo Solo 1033 TV. That's DOLOSOLO 1033 TV. So definitely subscribe to the channel. We just talking about NFL in general, and we just talking about NFL in general, and we just talking about uh uh it go well, this is the Cash App right here, but that's how you put it in the YouTube. Like, just put YouTube for YouTube. Forget the Cash App. Dolo Solo 1033 TV. That's when you can follow the YouTube channel at. And like we talking about NFL in general. Like we talking about just all the teams. Like, we could just whatever your team is, we just having a conversation. That's just more depth and a lot of stuff. And then we just talking. We end up bobbing out talking about life in general, anything. So come join this discussion. Do not hesitate to join the discussion and do what we do. Like, man. So that's what it is. Yeah, still pissed. Have a good one. Yeah, you already know. You have a good one too, Drew Johnson. Definitely appreciate you coming in and your comments and tell me how you feel. Don't please follow, continue to stay tuned in. Definitely appreciate it. But this your boy Hyphen Jers. Thanks for tuning in to Hyphen Eagles. You already know it. Until next time, Bird Game. I'm out.